our meeting to tell the President of the United States of America that it is now time to separate the Biafrans and the Nigerians to allow peace to save the Christians. As long as the Fulani'S are in Nigeria, Christians shall never have security and peace of mind. Mr. President, just on the 8th of December, in the middle basin of Adamawa State, Christian women were peacefully protesting in Adamawa State. Christian women. What happened? Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian army, came down and opened fire on them and shot dead 9 Christian women. They will never do this to the Fulani Muslims. But Christian women were massacred on the 8th of December simply because they are Christians. So as long as the Fulani's are here with us in Nigeria, Christians will have no peace and security. And that's why we are pleading to Mr. President to separate the Christians and the Muslims to allow peace to reign, as President George W. Bush did in Sudan. Mr. President, I just give you the numbers or the states that we want to be separated from us, the 10 Muslim states of northern Nigeria. I also make an appeal that America allows them with their Quran and their Sharia law. Let them go with the Sharia law. And we, the Christians, we go with our Bible and our cross. This is our Bible here and our cross. This is the Christians of Biafra to be separated from the Muslims. The 10 Muslim states that must be allowed to be independent are Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi, Katsina, Jigawa, Kano, Bauchi, Gombe, Yobe, and Borno State. Mr. President, these are the 10 Muslim states that must be allowed to be independent. Then you allow we Christians our Bible and our cross from Kaduna State to whole Middle Belt and down to the Atlantic Ocean. That is the Republic of Biafra, including Southwest Cameroon. So allow the Christians of our Bible and our cross, and allow the Muslims to go along with their Quran and their Sharia law. Let both sides be separated to allow peace to reign. With the cross of Jesus Christ, we said to Mr. President, it's time to separate the Christians and the Muslims of Nigeria to allow peace to reign, to end the ongoing killings of our people. And finally, Mr. President, during the 2020 United States presidential election, these same Muslims, Fulani'S, controlling the Nigerian government, and the British government, and the Italian government, they rigged the 2020 US presidential election and rigged you out and imposed Joe Biden and the American people and the world. It's now time to pay them back. It's now time for you to announce that Biafra should be independent. I remember this, Mr. President, that these people behind me here are the Christians, the wandering Jews of West Africa, as was defined by Henry Kissinger, that these people here, the Biafran people, are the wandering Jews of West Africa, and it's time now to separate the Biafra and Nigeria to allow peace to reign. Can you say amen? Amen. Mr. President, there's nothing else to do. We don't want any more delegation to come to Nigeria. We want you to separate the Biafra and Nigeria to allow peace to reign. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless Israel. And may God bless the wandering Jews of West Africa, the Biafran people, who are today crying for independence. And we say, may God bless the United States of America, Israel, and the Biafran people. Can you say amen? Amen. Shalom.
Let your woman be. Let our man come.
There's only peace. It's only, division of Nigeria that can bring peace to Nigeria. They were doing a meeting. I saw the video. Yeah. Do you agree with that? That division can bring peace.
That is the only division the only thing that could bring peace to Nigeria is when Biafra goes. American congressmen, they have concluded it in the House of Congress, Capitol, and the senators in America, that's head of Congress. I'm telling you the truth, that the only thing that could bring peace, stop Christian genocide in Nigeria, is Biafra to go. If Biafra could go and stay on their own, I don't care if Yoruba stays with their Nigeria. We are not part of Nigeria. We are not one Nigeria. From 1970 till date, Yoruba and Fulani has been ruling this country. The political leadership is on their hands. Fulani man, Yoruba man, Fulani man, Yoruba man. I don't know whether you understand where I'm going. After Obasanjo came Yaradua. After Yaradua came who again? Jonathan was like finishing his own tenure. But after Jonathan, this certificateless man, one of the worst things ever happened to democracy, actually took place in 2015. When in 2017, the then Nigerian president gave up to the ghost and they actually cloned him and allowed the Fulani man to rule Nigeria for 6 years. A ghost. So what am I trying to say here? After that again, Yoruba man came. After being even the vice president of Fulani man, they could not take it into consideration that it is unfair that another person is being disappointed when food is shared among 3 children. How could you give only 2 children out of the 3? They were eating and sharing the food. The 3rd child is just watching. The 3rd child is watching. It is unfair. Omo, the only thing that could bring peace in this country is Biafra sitting away from Nigeria. America should come quick before it escalates. Igbo man is not interested again. Yes, Sudan
from the Muslim.
Yes, Christian from Muslim is advisable. If we could just tear Nigeria into 2, demarcate it south and north, fine. If he tears Nigeria into 3 places, United States of Hausa, then Oduduwa, then you have United States of Biafra. I think there will be peace. And I know Igbo man, we are going to actually do well in the southeastern Nigeria. And the Yoruba, they have gotten anything needed. They have needed in the southwest. They have international chef here, international water, international airport. Everything is in place here. So what is it that Yoruba is needed from an Igbo man again that warrants Yoruba holding on to power, even arguing that Biafra should not go? We are tired. We are not feeding you. You are not feeding us. Maybe you're okay. You know administrative now. You are the best administration. We are pulling out so that you will embark on industrialization, trading and commerce. Trade and commerce will do well here. Igbo man will go down, dredge his river, Niger, One, Uyo and Calabar seaport and begin his trade and commerce there in the southeastern Nigeria along the whole Biafra coastal line. We will embark on our what? Exportation and importation. I don't know the reason why Yoruba doesn't want Igbo man to go. Yet you are oppressing Igbo man. You are burning down their properties. You are demolishing their properties. What is your problem? I'm telling you that the only thing that could bring peace in Nigeria is division of Nigeria. So let me tell you, the World Council of Chief Justices and the Senior Advocate of Law, they have actually come to a conclusion that they are coming to Nigeria. They are coming to bust Nigeria and make sure that they have Omotocho prosecuted. That they have never seen in history or heard or read a situation whereby someone is jailed under a law that does not gazetted in the constitution or embedded in the custom or tradition ruling any country. That is constitution of any country. You don't have to adjudge anybody, try him under a law that is not existed. So that's why they actually predicted and believing that the hunter should be hunted come, what may. So Omotocho, we actually, understood, acted outside the Nigerian constitution. When Kanu was saying, show me the law, I want to see the law. Yes, you show me the law. You don't know law. What you should have done is you come out with the Nigerian constitution, open it, and show the whole world. You debate it, you detected it, you read it to the hearing of the members of the public. You don't just, connive together with the executive as a result of rascality of that organ of government and jailed an Igbo man simply because he is Igbo. Omotocho is going to jail. I understand. As that man predicted and prophesied, that is how everybody envisaged it. Everybody envisaging that come what may, time shall come when Omotocho will be indicted, he will be arrested, and they will take him to court. Because as far as I'm concerned, that Yoruba man has indicated that Yoruba don't read law. They don't go to school. They always steal people's intellectual properties in the library and claim that they own the certificate up. Omotocho did not read law. Omotocho did not know law. Omotocho was paid handsomely to jail Mazen Nnamdi Kanu on the platter of falsehood and illegality. And what we are seeing now is that the whole world has been coming together to make sure that they save that young man from this kind of kangaroo court. Is a kangaroo court, yes, sponsored by legislature and the judiciary, and as stooges to the executive. The executive organ of government in Nigeria is having its headquarters in Aso Rock, and it was Tinubu that sponsored Omotocho that jail Madin Nnamdi Kanu. If anybody is telling you that it's not Tinubu, it's the law, it is not the law. We've not seen the law. The law is not gazetted in Nigerian constitution. This young man was crying and shouting, "Show me the law." He actually came with law books. Yes, he said, "Show me where it is." This is your normal deceit and deception. You always throw Ata out for Nigerians. You always deceive Nigerians, telling them lies. It cannot happen on my own. You cannot jail me. I did not contravene any law internationally and locally. Show me the law, Omotocho. Yet, Omotocho could not show where it is gazetted or embedded in Nigerian constitution. So that's why the world chief justices and the senior advocates of law across the globe are what? Uniting together to come to Nigeria to visit Nigerian government, and they are demanding for what? Extradition, if possible, of Omotocho. He is going to face it at ICC level. Omotocho has murdered sleep. He will never sleep. Omotocho will actually know that life is not all about Yoruba conniving with Fulani for a very long time, marginalizing, oppressing, persecuting the Igbo nation. Time has come. This time, the whole world has actually, on it up that they are going to fight the battle, the war for the innocent leader of IPOB. Look at what Omotocho has done. He has messed Nigerian legal system up. He has actually murdered judiciary and its legacy that is supposed to be enthroned or epitomized in this part of the world. That's why he just came out as a result of rascality of executive organ of government, in conjunction with the legislature, and jail Kanu falsely. It is not based on law. It is based on tribalism. It is based on ethnocentrism. If you look at Omotocho, the way he was handling the case, he will actually know that Omotocho doesn't know the law. They don't go to school. They always steal intellectual properties of some persons. After writing the exams, they could not even come forward in the university to actually defend their projects. They will always use money and buy certificates. If they could not defend their projects, they always monetize it. That is buying it with money and abscond into their various, office of, let me say, specialization. But all I know is that law is one. If you are a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. We are gentlemen of the land. We are the learned gentlemen. What you know, I know it. Which was why Kanu of a man attended the court the last day with many books, international authors, authored by local and outside, Nigeria, to just for this Mr. Omotocho James to indicate where it is gazetted that one should be at least jailed or judged with a law that is not existing in the constitution. Omotocho is a law blind man. He doesn't know anything about law. There is nobody that will come out and defend their certificates within this administration, because I know that from Mr. President to Omotocho himself, and even Arimolo, the man who said now Southeasterners could sleep with their two eyes closed, that Kanu is jailed for life. So God will punish Arimolo, the current CGN that was wumbling and fumbling with that kind of dangerous statement he made against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Who told you that the Easterners are not sleeping with their two eyes open? Yes, they are sleeping with their two eyes closed. There is security in the southeastern Nigeria. The war of political opponents and opposition going on in the southeast could not be at least blamed on Igbo youths. Not Igbo youths. Igbo youths are not the one fomenting trouble in the southeastern Nigeria. But of course, Asadi Dokubo, who came out and brag and on it up that he was employed by Hope Uzodinma and the Buhari administration to be killing the Igbos. Of course, we've seen how Professor Chika Kuyili was gunned down at him all. Someone came and owned it up. Why are you accusing Igbo people of terrorist activities in the southeastern Nigeria? It is very, very bad of the Yoruba nation to actually breed out set of politicians, I don't know whether you understand, and elders that are bent on playing, with Igbo men's mentality and wisdom. I'm telling you that Kanu is absolutely right. innocent as charged. He has not committed any crime. After all, he was given by Forbes Guinness Book of Record the most peaceful agitator in the world. Kanu was not agitating without documents. He was agitating with appropriate documents given unto him by United Nations organization. Even recognition of IPOB by Canada is not verbal. It is documented. Recognition of IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, and the Biafra Declaration in Finland is well documented in Finland, recognized in Israel, even in Canada. And the United States of America is coming to perfect it here. We cannot stay together with these people. We are quite different from the Hausa, Yoruba, and the Fulani. That's why they illegally jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm telling you that jailing of Nnamdi Kanu is lawless. It is not lawful. He did not commit any crime.
A lot of people have said Nnamdi Kanu should not give up, that although he has written to Donald Trump, but just as we said, the injustice in Nigeria still keeps ravaging and increasing every now and then. Because, but they said, in any moment from now, Trump will be giving his judgment as regards everything that is happening in Nigeria, as regards insecurity and as regards Nnamdi Kanu ordeal. And so on and yes, so what's your take as regards this?
Yeah, so Trump is coming, and actually it is going to play out from Christian genocide to general insecurity, from general insecurity to oppression of the Igbo youth, and from oppression of the Igbo youth is going to treat generally the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which was poorly handled by executive organ of government. We've seen jailing of that young man as rascality of organ of government in Nigeria called executive. That's the office of the presidency. Tinubu is the man that is handling the legislature, I mean the lawmaking body of the country. Tinubu is the man handling the judiciary. That is the interpretation organ of government. Interpretation of our constitutionalities is meant for the judiciary, and Tinubu has bought them with his money. They are all rubber stamped. The whole chief judges in Nigeria, he had bought all of them. The other day they were singing, "Oga, Mr. President, we are all standing on your mandate." Should it be like that? It shouldn't be. What about the lawmakers from Akpabio to the last chief whip of the minority leader? What happened? On your mandate, Mr. President, the whole lawmakers shall stand. It shouldn't be like that. The organ of government executive should be one corner, the lawmaking body should be on the other side, while judiciary will be there interpreting the law. That is what it's supposed to be. You shouldn't be just running a government whereby only you, lawmaking body, you are in charge. The judiciary that interprets constitution and law, you are in charge. Then the executive, you are the head. You find out that he has actually succeeded on running one-party system. And I think Nigeria is a more complex, state whereby one-party system of a thing could succeed or survive. It's not going to be. Because if it actually succeeds or survives, it means that our federal structure has been rubbished. Nigeria as a true federal state is not supposed to run a single party system. No. It must be exactly how the federalism in the United States is being run. America is a federal state operating presidential system of government. Nigeria should be a federal state which presidential system of government should at least, play out. But today we are seeing a different federalism in Nigeria, a different federalism in America. That has made Nigeria a butch country and a cake federal state that is based on just saying it. We are too mouthy and declaring that we are federal government. No, we are not federal. Nigeria is not federal. What is playing out here is ethnocentrism, tribalism, religion, and so on and so forth. If I could not be allowed in Southwest State to become a governor, what is the need of saying that we are a united Nigeria? A Southwesterner could go to Imo State and win governorship. That is what makes Nigeria a true federal state. It is not when I go to Kano State, I contest an election, all the Hausas there will come and single me out, say, this one is an Igbo man, he's from Southeast, we are not going to vote for him. No, it means we are just not operating a federal structure. Federalism meaning we are one. Anybody could win election anywhere. Just look at what happened to Road, Vivo, Badebo. when he contested under Labour in Lagos State, it was obvious that everybody came out to vote for him. But Sanwo-Olu being a man from Yoruba man, from Yoruba land, a tribal bigot, he actually sidelined Gbadebo Road, and he was antagonizing the young man that is an Igbo man. Look, his mama is from Imo. Oga, they rigged that election. They bullied Gbadebo. They bullied him, bullied the whole obedience that we are casting vote for this young man with this accusation that he's an Igbo, that they don't need an Igbo man to rule in Lagos State. Just imagine, in this dispensation, in this modern world, in this .com age, Nigeria is still bent on tribal bigotry. The best thing we could do in this country to get it right is to divide Nigeria, of course. Yes, we can do that. Divide Nigeria, let Igbo man go.
Immediate investigation, the highest level, with the consideration of declaring the Sokoto Caliphate an international terror organization. And treated as such. Predator drones and Tomahawk missiles go a lot further at stopping this stuff than sanctions ever will. And that's what's warranted here. It is a genocidal regime. It is a terrorist organization. Amen. And finally, focus international efforts, focus attention on restoring the internally displaced. Justice and restoration. Again, this will prevent as many as 5-6 million from being radicalized in the next 5 years. It's existential. We must focus on the internally displaced. Not just as human beings, not just as Christians, but it's in our vital national interest to do so. And the restoration of IDPs to their rightful fatherlands, that will require the purging of the jihadis. But we don't do it to kill the jihadis, we do it to restore justice. We do it to restore the IDPs. That's necessary. Congressional delegation, charges of genocide against the Tinubu regime, declaring the caliphate a terrorist organization, and restoring the internally displaced. That's how you uproot this. That's how you fix it. Everything else is just window dressing.
That there are words that there are no other alternatives to. No. And Mr. President, what I did was to interpret the words by Mr. President in London. And I juxtaposed it with the explanations here. So now what it tells me is that there is a conflict.
No. Senator Barrowby. Senator Barrowby. Just let me just before. Senator Barrowby, you use certain words that truly are not acceptable and
order, please.
Why not? Does anything not call a police?
Honorable colleagues, we are more than that. We cannot resolve issues among ourselves democratically. We have to resolve into shouting and insulting each other. We are more than that. Honorable Mark, Honorable Kabiru, this is very unparliamentary.
Distinguished colleagues, I am Dr. Gali Mustafa Tijani. I represent Albasuga Ajin Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I am comrade, as mentioned by the Speaker, and I'm from Kano State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, looking at this subject matter is all important, and we have a lot of things to handle in this Parliament currently. I think, Mr. Speaker, for us to call the CBN governor to invite him to listen to such matter, an ad hoc committee should be set up purposely to focus on this subject. Then they should report to the House where necessary. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
People's Speaker, the Utumbawan, Right Honorable Mark Eset is my name, speaking for the good people of Uyo who ran inside and Divisive and Federal Constituency. The Speaker, I'm from Akwa Ibom State. I rise to second this well thought out amendment as proposed by my colleague. I so second.